My name's Adrian and I'm a farmer. That's why I'm wearing my work clothes. I came here tonight from work, $10,000 suit made from 100% Australian merino wool, sewn together by a woman in a third world country, paid fuck all. I won't be telling any mother-in-law jokes or anything like that tonight, because all us country people, we're all related, and I might get it confused with my sister. I grew up in the country on a little farm, and you know, my first memories go back to when I was about 3 or 4, and I used to get a little stiffy when I was going to bed, and so I went and asked my mother, you know, what's this about? And anyway, my uncle didn't put me to bed after that. Maybe it was my cousin, I'm not sure. But you probably wonder what it was like in the country in those days. You know, it was wide open spaces, you know, green fields, clear skies, no pollution, no cars, no electricity, no shops, no schools, no TV, no friends, no women, lots of sheep. That's a bit what it was like. And another way of putting it might be this, you know, like in a nunnery there's lots of nuns, and in a cattery there's lots of cats. Well, in the country, that's right, sheep. The other thing about the bush, you know, is there's a lot of people sitting around drinking piss. And that might be alright, but I preferred alcohol. Speaking of alcohol, I don't know if anyone's seen the latest VB commercial. That's got all these groups of men who are marching, and one of the groups of men are men who've had their arm up a cow. Anyone seen this commercial? Yeah. Anyway, a farmer mate of mine, he does that sort of thing, and one day his wife asked him if he'd show her what he did for work, and he said, "Okay, darling, no worries." So they walked down the farm and they found a cow, and the bloke got out the KY and put it all over his arm, and then he slid his arm up right to the elbow. And then he said, "What do you think of that, darling?" And the cow said, "I thought I could go first." Speaking of, you know, television, things like that, we're going to be making a TV show in the country soon. It's called Sex in the Country, and it won't be bad. I'm a bit disappointed. The lead role, well, it's actually gone to a New Zealand chief, but there is an Aussie horse in it called Mr. Big. Anyway, look, before I move on, I just want to say something about politics. You know, I'll try and keep politics away from smut. I don't want to stoop to smut and innuendo here tonight. I don't know if you know, but innuendo is the Italian word for anal sex, and you do stoop to that. But somehow or other that leads me on to Tony Abbott. He's the bloke who thinks that emissions trading is swapping undies with a pope. Tony, mate, you know, tissues were invented for that. Another thing that relates to Tony Abbott is all this environment stuff, and a lot of people in the environment movement. I'm also in the environment movement as well as being a farmer, and one of the things you know, I got interested in was being a vegetarian. I don't know if you know that there's different sorts of vegetarians, and one of the sorts of vegetarians is vegetarians that they can't eat meat that's been killed by a butcher, but they can eat meat that's died accidentally. You know, like roadkill, for example. And anyway, I'm one of those sort of vegetarians. And look, times can be tough, you know. You can go for weeks without really eating, especially if you hate fucking vegetables. But anyway, sometimes I'm out there looking for roadkill, driving my hybrid car around, and I can't find any roadkill. So I must admit, there has been occasions when I've accidentally swerved across the road, hit an unsuspecting wombat, and put him in my tucker bag, taking him to the butcher. Look, Look, I'll just finish on this bit here. This is about the environment too. A friend of mine got this job up in Kakadu where there's lots of crocodiles and stuff like that, and he did the right thing. He adopted this crocodile, orphan crocodile, for $10 a day. Trouble is, when he got the crocodile, he found you couldn't do anything with crocodiles unless you trained them. So he trained up this crocodile and he took it to the pub. He's walking in the door with the crocodile and the barman says, "Whoa, you can't come in here with that crocodile." And the bloke says, "Wait, I can do tricks with this crocodile." So he unzips his fly, pulls out his stick and he sticks it in the crocodile's mouth. Everyone in the bar goes all quiet. Then he grabs this big glass ashtray and smashes it on the crocodile's head. The crowd all roar, cheer, everything. And then he says, "Now, who else wants to go?" And the crowd all go quiet again. And then right down the back there's this little old lady near the poker machines, and she yells out, "I'll have a go, but don't hit me too hard."